Well, most of us are gearing up to get back into our regular routines next week, and if you're worried about maintaining a work-life balance, we have some solutions for you this morning. So here from family therapist Nataxja Cini. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Good morning.
It's like the multi-million-dollar question if you can find the answer to the work-life balance. How, what are we looking at when we realize we may be overloaded?
Well, you're looking at you're always late to pick up your kids, late for all the events, late for getting home. You're even late to pay your bills. That's a great example that you're overwhelmed, overbooked, and overstressed out, that nothing is ever functioning on time and you're always late. If your kids are always complaining you're late picking them up from the daycare, that's a really good sign that you are overscheduling yourself.
Which is going to give you that anxiety and that stress at the same time.
Absolutely. And we know when we have a lot of stress and anxiety, we actually act out, even as adults. You know, our kids get cranky when they're overstimulated and overtired. So do adults. We get snappy, we get irritated, we snap at our co-workers, and our relationships suffer. And it's really important that you really disconnect from work and your electronics at home, because you need to actually really give yourself a break and allow your brain, just think about your brain's a muscle. You don't see it working out all the day, but it needs to disconnect and have some downtime itself.
Are you essentially taking any enjoyment out of some of the things that you're supposed to be able to enjoy as well?
Yeah, so if you find yourself, and I'm not talking about being depressed or blue, but if you're finding that every day you're wishing it's a Friday, you dread getting up, it's actually time to actually take notice of that, listen to your body, and look at your priorities in life, because our priorities change and we also change. So what may have been important to you when you're in your 20s changes when you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. And sometimes we actually don't revisit our goals, our life priorities, and then we let other people fill our lives up with their priorities, and so we're not meeting what our needs are.
Okay, so we've understood when it's happening, why it's happening. So how then can we go about it that we're able to start balancing our lives?
So I think it's really important that we take those plans and make those goals to have a look at it. And one of the important things is to find ways to recharge. So this goes back to sometimes you have friends who say, oh, I was so tired last night, I had a glass of wine and watched TV, but I still feel tired. Sometimes we have to do what I call active recuperating activities. So being outdoors, gardening, meeting up with friends, things that you find recuperative for yourself. That's important, because watching TV or playing Xbox all night may not actually give you the recharge you need to relax and feel good about yourself.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm able to at least tune out. Is that what's happening? Sometimes I blankly look at the television. I don't even know what I'm watching at some point. It's just like, you zone out.
Exactly. So sometimes zoning out is the right thing to do, but other times you really need to go into what I call self-care, which is different than watching TV. Self-care is I'm doing something for me. So either meditation, going for a massage. So I'll give you a great example. For me, gardening is what I call something that's recuperative, but maybe going for a massage is something I do self-care. Because a lot of people don't do that, especially moms. You see them taking care of their children, having their kids in all lots of activities, but they don't take care of themselves and they don't invest in their own in education or self-growth. Or we see workers eating in their cars, eating at their desks. They're not taking time to go, you know what, I need to maybe just go for a walk around the building and get some fresh air. That's what self-care is.
Okay, another big thing is someone's on the right track when they're actually able to say no.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, I can't do that. You're right. People have a problem saying no because they feel guilty or they feel bad about it. But saying no is actually a good thing, because when you get to say no to something that's not your priority or your family's priority, you actually get to say yes to something that's really important. Yes, you know what, I want to spend more time with my children, or yes, I can't join that club or the after-school activity, or because I actually want to spend time with my family or doing something that's our priority.
With a lot of your patients, do you find that saying no is probably one of the hardest things for people to learn?
Oh, even for myself, sometimes saying hard's no. But, it's really important, because life balance is going to change. It's not a static goal, and so you're going to find that there are times where you're really good at having a good life balance, everything's fine, and then we find Christmas, December is a great example where your life balance kind of goes out of whack, and people actually need to think about it. What are your priorities?
We're hoping people don't get incredibly stressed out, because I know right now is when that parent calendar comes home and you start putting in all of the activities. So take a deep breath and remember that there needs to be some time that you take out for you.
Exactly. Put that time in the calendar first, okay, before you put all the school activities and after-school activities in.
Some great tips. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to talk. And, of course, you can find their resources and people to talk to if you need to go further into this with their family therapy. Always a pleasure.